Faith. What is it? How do you get it? Do you even want it? Let's think about it. Hey, my name's Justin Harrell. I challenge you to challenge yourself to think about less taught biblical topics. Faith today is a complicated subject matter. The average person walking around today has no clue to its actual meaning. But is it really that complicated? No, it's pretty simple. But if you ever get into conversations with atheists or agnostics or just people hostile to Christianity or religion in general, you'll notice that they constantly portray faith as being blind. And why would you choose to ignore your eyes and just blindly follow arbitrary rules?
How many times have I told you to pick up these Legos?
It's like I was saying the other day. But no one ever listens to me, you know? You know what I'm saying, right? Guys, hello? Anybody? 11, 12, 13. Is it 13 or 14? It's 13. I'm alright. Does anyone actually believe that's what Christianity is all about? Blind faith?
Oh, please! Even your own scriptures say in Hebrews chapter 11, verse 1, and I quote, "Now faith is the assurance of things hoped for, the conviction of things not seen."
Boy, he's upset.
Yeah, that's my cousin Scott.
Faith isn't blind, but the world pushes that on Christians every chance it gets. All of our institutions and organizations get labeled faith-based. You know, as opposed to the normal kind. Faith-based communities, faith-based organizations, faith-based schools, faith-based charities, faith-based counseling.
You keep using the word. I don't think it means what you think it means.
So what does faith mean? A quick lookup of the word on Google provides this definition. 1. Complete trust or confidence in someone or something. But the second one is the one pushed by people hostile to God. A strong belief in God or in the doctrines of a religion based on spiritual apprehension rather than proof. In other words, you just have faith in silly, crazy ideas because you're afraid of death, afraid of science, afraid of the unknown. Who knows? But silly Christian, your faith is anti-science. And by the way, there's a big push today to classify any argument against the established narrative of anything to be anti-science. Don't test the claims, don't question your overlords, just believe. To me, that sounds like blind faith. It isn't the methods of science, that's built on questioning and testing. Only after observance and testing do we gain knowledge. That's how we come to trust knowledge, or trust the science. Trust. That's the real biblical definition of faith. Why do we trust God? Because we have good reasons. He keeps his promises. He gives us life. He became human and suffered and died for my sins. Now you might be thinking,
You have no evidence for that stuff. You're just believing what was in some old book, or what your parents told you, or what you heard in church.
and secular knowledge is gained how? I can make the same argument. You just believe what was in some old textbook, or what your parents told you, or what you heard at school, or on the news. Ultimately, it comes down to trust.
Who do you trust?
Who do you trust? Why do we trust people? It's because the people we trust have proven themselves to be faithful, reliable, and true. Christians don't just believe because we wish upon a star without any knowledge or facts. See, the attack can be that Christianity is just made-up mythology. But let's be real. That's not historical Christianity. And I say historical because Christianity is based on history. We have historical accounts written. We have the testimony of believers who witnessed Christ's resurrection. We have the testimony of thousands of believers willing to go to their death based on their faith. That doesn't sound like beliefs based on fear. That sounds like confidence. Now, faith is the assurance of things hoped for, the conviction of things not seen. You could say that Christian faith has been founded on science. The knowledge that Jesus was in fact crucified, buried, and rose 3 days later. This was observed. It has stood the test of time for generations. It's a rational belief. When we trust in Jesus, that is biblical faith. That is saving faith. Think about that.